Hi, I'm Corey Driver, and this is Moving Forward. So it's Resurrection Day, and we are in Matthew 28. Yay, happy Resurrection Day. I think the frame that I want to take for this passage for this year is ruined plans and wonderful surprises. So we have in the text some folks who what they had planned on doesn't come to fruition, but then what happens is actually better than they could have imagined. Just as a quick introductory story to tell you what I'm talking about, one time I was in grad school preparing for my general exams, and my mom wanted to take us on a cruise. And I didn't have a ton of money, but I was like, yeah, let's go. And so we did, and I signed up for a scuba excursion. I was big into scuba then, still am now, but I live in Indiana. And so I was so excited to go scubaing in the Gulf of Mexico. It was going to be super fun, but winter storm and small craft advisory. So we could not go out. The dive boat was stuck in the harbor, and I didn't have anything to do. And I had several hours in which to do nothing. So I rocked on over to a little bar that opened out onto the bay. And again, nothing to do except toss back a couple Dos Equis and watch the whitecaps on the water. And it is the single most relaxing moment of my life. When things get crazy, I just put myself back there in that little bar opening to the Gulf of Mexico. That's nice. My plans fell through. I was looking forward to scubaing. It didn't happen, but something so much better happened. That's what we're talking about this week, ruined plans and wonderful surprises. So the first set of ruined plans is that of the temple guards who get assigned to watch Jesus's grave. Now, there's a collaboration between Pilate and some of the Sanhedrin. Remember that the Sanhedrin is divided on Jesus. That's why it is hastily called together and partially at the house of the high priests. There were two at the time, rather than in full session during the day, right? Because Jesus probably would have been exonerated by the full Sanhedrin, but the partial group that met together wanted him dead, and they turned him over to the Romans, who then killed him. And so Pilate and the Sanhedrin are saying, look, this man said that he might come alive again. We're not too sure about all that, but just in case, let's assign guards to his tomb so that his disciples cannot steal his body and claim, oh, he came alive, you couldn't kill him. So the guards are hanging out, just making sure the disciples don't come and steal the body. And on some level, they are successful in their mission. The disciples don't come and steal the body. Something else happens. The angel of the Lord shows up with earth-shaking power and presence and lightning-like appearance and rolls away the stone from the mouth of the tomb. Now, what happens to them? They go and report to their superiors, this is what happened, and they're given money and told to be quiet. After the guards had seen the angel come from heaven and roll away the stone, who knows if they looked inside the tomb or not to see that Jesus had, in fact, gone elsewhere. Probably at least one or two joined the disciples, which is, how we get this story. So plans failed. Guarding a closed tomb did not happen. Better surprise, angel from heaven came down and made a show of rolling away a heavy stone. They got paid to keep quiet. At least some didn't. The second set of ruined plans and good surprises are the two Marys, who come, the text says, to look in the tomb, to see what they can do for their friend, for their master, who had been tortured to death a few days earlier. What can they do to preserve his body, to take care of it, to at least prevent it from stinking? They don't know, I suspect, even how they're going to open the tomb to get access, but they come anyway, ready to do what they can. Now, they are surprised, to say the least, by the angel of the Lord who says to them, "Go, go, tell his disciples and meet Jesus in the Galilee. Go 70-ish miles up north, and there you will see him. He is risen." The Mary and Mary, are the first apostles, literally those to be sent with a message. They are the first ones to be sent to proclaim the good news that Jesus is risen from the dead. And so they are on their way to go tell the disciples. This is so much better than what they had planned on, taking care of Jesus's mangled body. Instead, they are sent out as apostles to preach the good news to the disciples, who they will go with to Galilee to see the risen Lord. Now, the third set of ruined plans and better surprises, I think this is really fun, is the angel of the Lord who said, "Mary, Mary, go tell the disciples about Jesus having been risen, and then go meet him in the Galilee." What he planned doesn't come to fruition because Jesus cannot help himself from appearing to Mary and Mary. While they were on the way, before they could even speak with the disciples, Jesus appears to them. Jesus in Matthew cannot help himself, will not wait to Galilee, just wants to show up and wants to be embraced. And in fact, the women do touch him. They touch his feet. There's no, "Don't embrace me until I have arisen all the way or ascended." No, this in Matthew, the women just touch him and grab his feet because they cannot wait, right? The plans were actually pretty good. Go tell the disciples and then go up to Galilee. But instead, Jesus ruins those plans and shows up before they can even tell the disciples to say, "Hey, I'm risen, and I cannot wait to talk with you, and I cannot wait for you to embrace me," right? And so we have this repetition in the resurrection story in Matthew of plans that humans make, or an angel of the Lord announces, and then an even more wonderful surprise that is in store. And that's the message of the resurrection. Humans make plans. Humans understand, like, hey, we're going to improve the situation this way or this how. And God says, "Hold on, I've got something so much better for you." That is the message of resurrection that we celebrate this day. Thanks be to God. Amen.